talked about, but what we're talking about is a community solar vision where it's actually in the community, and then it takes into account all that distribution cost right at the use of it. Well, let's bring in our other guest. That was Tuan Pham from PowerFin, but Joey Romano, you're with us, and you're the founder of what used to be called, and maybe you can tell us more about it, Harvest Moon Solar, and you've actually got a 1.5 megawatt solar farm in the western part of close to Houston.
Correct. Yeah. So I'm president of a family company called Harvest Moon Renewable Energy. We're soon to be called Local Sun Energy, and basically our approach is very similar to what everybody's been talking about. The one difference is in Houston, customers have choice when it comes to their providers. So it's not quite as simple as how Austin Energy would have it, or as a co-op would have it from a customer standpoint. So we have the challenge is a little bit different in terms of how, and it's mostly a challenge of getting the project built. And what we're doing is we're making the bet that if we build these projects locally and give people a chance to participate in the transition away from fossil fuels, Houston's a big enough city where we might find those 300 people per 1.5 megawatt project to do so. So we're sort of acting like a generating resource, within ERCOT in terms of how we're, how our power plant is managed, but then also sort of like a utility in a way, in that we're also bringing in our own customers to try to receive this electricity and have it function in a way that they're used to, where they're just buying electricity like they're buying, like they're used to buying it on a month-to-month basis. And so, one of the kind of the nuances in what we're trying to do is we've partnered with a retail provider, MP2 Energy, here in Houston to deliver that power. As we're just a small family office, this gives us the opportunity to build projects that are a meaningful scale to us, that wouldn't move the dial probably for the traditional utility-style solar developer, but for our family gives us a good-sized project and a good-sized customer base that we can hopefully build upon and make more, have these local projects start spreading up around the city, which are, benefiting the local communities, which are traditionally farming communities in the area. We refer to our program as farm-to-market solar energy because it functions just like, traditional farming would of family farms bringing their produce to market. And we're working to do this in a way where customers have less barriers. That we're not asking them to monetize tax credits. We're not asking them to sign a 25-year agreement. We're just trying to make it simple for them and come up with a way to finance our projects behind the scenes in a way that they're still receiving, a high-value source of energy at a reasonable cost.
Yeah.
And MP2 has helped us do that, and we're excited for kind of the future. This is our first project, and echoing what everybody else has said so far to date. Trying to build a community around these projects is the real goal here.
Well, that's fantastic, and it is interesting that you are different than all the others in the studio here. Is that you are in a competitive market?
Correct.
So that you, like you say, you're not a community utility or a cooperative utility. You're in the competitive market. So are you actually selling your community solar product, let's call it, as part of the retail electric bill that somebody buys?
Yeah, part of a package, exactly. So one of the differences, traditionally when developers create projects, they find a utility to sign a power purchase agreement that basically secures the project's financing and gets the project built. We've decided to go a different approach and just build it ourselves. Take everything in-house that we can do and do it in a way without that traditional power purchase agreement to give more flexibility to both our partner utility and their customers. So you're exactly right. It works like that, where we've come up with this partnership with MP2 Energy where the customer bill will ultimately come from them, and within that there's a block of solar energy included. So when the sun is shining, they're getting that electricity from our farm 50 miles away from the city. And so you can, anybody in the Center Point area can participate, being that this is a distributed generation project on Center Point's distribution network.
Okay. So I guess I would say that is kind of close, and I'm going to bring Leslie back in on this, kind of close to what we maybe called green energy sales. You
Like Green
sell
Choice
Green
in
Choice.
Austin.
Like in Austin, you have Green Choice. You have the opportunity and to buy